too much difficulty. As well, blinding OD in the laning phase is actually a really good way to win out the lane, so I think they have much more confidence with the Tinker behind him. I gotta admire friends. Kazu was willing to skill up Battle Hunger there. I actually think they get the first blood. The problem, and they're gonna head him off anyway.
They'll get it anyway.
They'll get the first blood, and that allows the jungle Axe to keep jungling. Like, he just had a decision to make where it's like, is it actually worth on the mid? It's going to be on Yaps, or he has to tank it up for his buddy, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to be the second kill of the game here. Gets the Torrent out just in time, but he will be falling in its wake. So that will be a 1-for-1 across the board with, of course, Escape getting a... Mirana benefiting a little bit from this Essence aura as they go in.
Oh,
tank
look
the arrow
who's here! Afterlife shows up. This time he'll participate, gets in with the crush on the back end of that arrow, and it looks like Friends will screen together another one. 2-1 on the...
They are going to happen upon Always Want to Fly here.
She's been camping there for quite a while, and eventually Escape will come in from behind. Oh. There's our first dunk of the game. It's going to be a success there from Kazu with helps of Yapzor. But now Kazu eating a bit of pressure will force Koikfa to rotate himself. A repositioning here from Friends after the Astral, but on the way out, Afterlife gets hit with a very nice torrent there by Yapzor. Steps, gets off the crush, but it's not going to matter. The reach comes out from Tinker with that right click, and he will be able to get the last hit in, and it looks like Escape will be able to pull ahead 3.
It works for me because when you miss an arrow like that, you kind of deserve to miss the kill to an extent, and it does end up.
And you deserve to get dunked. Oh man, real rough time there, unfortunately, for Always Want to Fly, at least in the past 2 minutes or so. Will end up leading to his own fall. Escape will happy grab that one. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's nice, but it's only really relevant when it allows you to go deeper into the enemy territory for farm. When you have your
Arrow happened to scout Cinder and waiting behind the trees. They even commit the rock for this one. Well, any chance to drop the rock and be able to move into a tower kill, but all that for a Venomancer seems a very... Trying to find something to happen here. There's the arrow. Kazu will be there to block it. Era steps in now, and it will force out the Moonlight Shadow. There's the jump in. It's a Chrono. Nice connection on 2. Cinderin intercepts, walks in, pops out the Poison Nova, and now Friends will begin to wither down a little bit of their life. Always Want to Fly right in the middle. Will pop off the Starstorm when he can. Gets the arrow. A rocket will be able to snipe down the kill there from Koikfa. Afterlife trying his best to hide behind a tree, but even though he does get saved with the Astral Imprisonment, ultimately a waveform will fly forward and they will be able to bring him down too. It's 2 to drop from the side of Escape. It's nearly all hands on deck for it though.
Every one of them. It's going to be pretty good if they can get not only Axe, Punka, and Venos.
Oh! Nice arrow connection onto Koikfa. Escape had known that Friends were in the neighborhood. It was pinged out. I guess Koikfa felt he was pretty safe being on the opposite side and within the trees, but that is... Leap away, pump fake of the rock comes out from No Fear, but he might have to use it before he dies. They're going to get the Torrent, they are going to get the boat. The dunk's off the mark, which allows him to drop down the rock now. An Astral will even come in to save, and then Yoku follows it up with a Chrono right onto the 2. The burn immolation damage is going to be there from the Golem as Kazu gets burnt away. 2 will go down all day from the side of Escape right now as Friends continue their shift on in. Swing some momentum back their way. The time may be sooner than later, and it could be here on Yoku. A nice jump in from Kazu leads to a call, leads to Era following it up and cleaning it up. He'll get a killing spree now on his Morphling. And
really great reaction from Koikfa, dodging death twice.
No Fear though. Does get called up. Air looks to move in. Sweeps out the right click damage, and Warlock drops before he's going to be able to even get the rock down. What a Chrono set, and a Starstorm coming out from Always Want to Fly. Just shreds right through Escape Gaming, and they're not done yet. They'll make their move in. They'll get Kazu too. Suddenly a wild triple kill for the one and only Faceless Void, Yoku. Koikfa, the only man left alive here, firing off rockets like a turret from the high ground here. Now a bit low into the mana. Oh, they guessed incorrectly. He heads out the other direction. And they're looking to continue to make chase here with a sprinting Afterlife and a blink and a crush. They will get a hold of the crazy little scientist, and they will take him down, it looks like, for a full 5-man wipe. And Yoku claims the lives of 4.
And that is the strength of the OD versus the Void. I consider it a soft counter because the Morphling has the tools to avoid this if necessary, but...
Bring in the extra additional items and allow them to kind of make it work if there is going to be a late game. But now they make a good jump here for Era.
Oh
my God, so much damage. Comes on in, and Era is going to have no answer to it. Beautiful work here from the OD.
Yep, 40% mana burn along with a little bit of insta-steal, and down he goes. This is the detriment of actually not going for the Linked Spheres, you don't have that int to pad you against the OD, and you can be dropped to absolutely no mana in an instant. So it can be very difficult to deal with. There are certain heroes that struggle against it in particular. Warlock will get picked up down bottom. Just a nice little jump there from the Axe, it looks like. But
so they fall way low on the totem pole here. But you got boat to save yourself, hopefully, from illusions. It's not going to happen. And Yoku starting to hit so hard. Shadow Blade on top of that Manta Diffusal.
On the right click is going to go for that.
Okay, jumping from Afterlife, looking to go for Era. The follow-up is going to be Kezu with his own call, and that leads to destruction of the Fishman. Crossing paths with Era was a bit too tempting for him. Yoku's here now, walks into Kezu, gets called, and they kill him too. Back-to-back kind of handovers here from Friends, and the freebies begin to fly forward. But now OD has shown up, but a nice Torrent boat comes out onto the Mirana, and suddenly Friends lose 3.
Oh my gosh, OD's actually in a terrible spot. Dude, they don't actually see him, though. He force-stabbed. He tried to, I think, pursue the Morph lane. Instead, force-stabbed himself further into the trees, maybe as a desperate bailout. No matter the case, he is actually alive for the moment, but they will find him. There's going to be a rock. There's going to be a golem with the Fatal Bond.
Is it going to be enough here? Kezu eating a wealth of damage. It looks like it could be good, but Era will be there to kind of slide on in and get the finish on the OD. The final survivor of Friends is going to be No Fear here, and he is spotted. Escape have been able to secure themselves a 5-man team wipe with Era getting a double kill there at the back end. And, well, suddenly we do have a more interesting Dota game
to really take an engagement, but it requires pretty much every single piece of the puzzle to come together as they're able to connect with major abilities.
They got Always Want to Fly, it looks like, and they will quickly take her out. Roche isn't up right now, but they'll take what they...
One team has decided the matchup. By the first game alone, I think that there's a lot of potential for them to really show what they're capable of in future events. But now, going in, Yoku onto Yapzor. Nice E-Blade. He has to purge it off quick. Doesn't react in time. And Yapzor might be home free. Nope.
Nah, there's a crush. There's a follow-up. It is a bit more committed than they like to get that finish onto Yapzor. But look at this nice little follow-up. As Always Want to Fly is going to be able to jump in on the Cinderin and take him out too. Leads for a 2-0 trade. Advantage.
An Axe or a Veno really, really quickly before they get any items or spells off, then they can absolutely breach this high ground, no problem at all. They're going to smoke it up, trying to look for that pickoff. But the pickoff is actually going to be bottom, where Morphling just evaporates this Mirana. She's just going to be taken down too quickly. The Aghanim Scepter health threshold doesn't change much in terms of that E-Blade nuke combo.
While they get a Mirana on one side, Undershock's going to be able to move in and spot out Yapzor. Sheeps him up, hits him with a couple of...
Getting killed off, and then you kill him again, it's going to be a lot longer.
Oh, they're looking for Cinderin. They spotted him. There's a jump from Afterlife to Crush, and Afterlife just walks away. It's like, I know my OD boy got this one. No way he's going to live beyond that stun duration, and that is the case. Use some rum to keep himself alive. There's the Yules. The Torrent will connect. The jumping from Kezu.
Oh my god!
We'll get the call. Arrow will be able to help clean things up. That will be the Aegis here. And they will await the second life. Need 2 more seconds for that call. Undershock opts to pop the BKB. Looks to go for the Hurricane Pike. And he knows he can't win this one. He cannot win against this one. And Era says, I got a BKB myself. Puts on the shiny golden glow. And will drop down the OD. Out for 80 seconds.
Pike in and Hex the Tinker and just kill him off. But
Always Want to Fly went in to try to relieve the pressure of this push. But he pays his own life for it. So quick, Escaper showing that they're able to kind of close the gap and make anyone pay in the game. Now he does have a buyback, but you don't want to have to be in that kind of position. Always Want to Fly. Love of God just got back. Almost goes down, but look at the possible follow-up here. They lead him with a Crush, they lead him with the Croy. Can they get it done? Yes, they can. Era's going to be taken down. A huge bounty going to be swung the way. 4 friends on that one. Yapzor pops his own boat. He's a running man, but he ain't going too far as they have the Yules awaiting for him, and then a Crush. They will be able to grab another. Always Want to Fly will get that pick. Era is out. 70 seconds, no buyback. Yapzor for nearly a minute. And do everything you can to stop the roll of Friends. And for Friends, they say, screw your mid lane wards and march. We're going for the top, but then they make a commitment to jump in. There's going to be the rock drop right now, right on their head. Can they finish? No! They turn it around. They're going to get the OD down instead. A buyback will be coming out from Quickfoot on the back end of this one, but Yoku is going to work. He gets the triple. Pulls back and away. Friends leave their mark, and they get out.
Big sacrifice, though, for Escape, although that is very impressive. They were able to bring the OD down so quickly, even when he was BKB'd. It is going to be the simple fact that the Tinker and Axe had to buy back there and lose Bloodstone charges, that Friends do have a greater opening as this game continues. So in the next 7 minutes, they're going to look to hit the Roshan pit, and they're going to look to hit high ground award right now. But generally speaking, Radiant were lacking vision. Afterlife doing more than being a ward. This fighting ward has just jumped into the team of Escape. He's going to slide up and over. I don't know what that was, dude. He slid up and over to the Roche pit, but certainly his life will be ended. And that'll be the end of the Fishman. So he'll be put out for about a minute and Escape move in. But to bring it back to that moment, oh man, always want to fly. He needs to be careful here. He needs to be careful. He does not have leap for 10 seconds, and Era is already on the move. There's the ghost. There's the shot. Comes in. Catches her down to half. Kezu's going to get the call. Kezu's going to get the dunk. And he is out. Always want to fly. 70 seconds for your support, Marana. Friends still have a really high experience advantage. Moving in. Kezu now the one spotted as Undershock looks to slide up and try to get the blow. Era goes on to him. The boat will fly in. Undershock has no option but to try to turn and run, but he's not going to be able to do so. Era looks for his next target. It's on No Fear. No Fear going to be dropping the rock now, but it might have not been good enough. Yoku then sweeps in, sees Quakefoot, drops down the Chronosphere, and, is able to sidestep the Torrent. He gets all the right clicks necessary to be able to get the finish, but he himself will also get dunked, and his faceless head goes rolling through the ground. Here comes Escape, and even though it's a game that may technically not matter in their books, they're putting on all the stops and putting out the biggest fight they can to make it count. Undershock right back in, and on the outside gets called between Kezu. The right clicks are going to be coming forward for Era, but there's going to be the last second self-astral imprisonment. They look to focus the golems instead, and there's going to be the astral drop. It's going to get the finish, taking out Kezu. They're going to be losing their Slardar. Era moves back inside. No Fear should be dropping, and there he goes. Domination right now for Era. 15, 3, and 7 on the Morphling. Behold the fury of a right-click Morphling. Like, obviously, he's still got that E-Blade, but he's supposed like his target, the OD, was BKB'd for, like, Agonins or something weird. It is weird. It's Octarine Core. That's weird. That gives him a 7.5 second call cooldown. Synderen jumps in, lays down a nasty fart right in the middle of the Roche pit, and then the rock will be there as a follow-up. Undershock, no say in the matter, going to be quickly taken out within 80 seconds time, and now comes Escape for the fight back. Yoku dropping in with the Chrono, going to be able to catch out 3, looks to go for Yaptor first, and will be able to take him down. Kezu eating a lot of damage, man. The Golem, the Fatal Bonds, doing a lot of serious work. We'll be able to get the finish on the Axe. Yoku, who went up to the high ground, committed. Era looks to make chase, but now Era and Yoku manning up on each other. Not before Afterlife is able to step in and get up a really nice crush. Can they muscle him down? They certainly can. That's a double kill for No Fear. At the end of the day, as him and his mighty golems continue to trounce on forward, they'll go for Yapsor neck. Can they bring him down a second time? It looks like they should be able to. I mean, Quakefoot is not making it easy at all with these ridiculous laser bounces flying through everybody, but he is the lone survivor. He will make it out at the end of the fight, but it is all day for Friends, and they will go back in to this Roche pit with half of his life left and take the Aegis. Yeah, and now suddenly, it's actually not as clear-cut. It looks like Escape, we're just going to finally carry this one through, and yet now we have the Aegis and Cheese going to Friends. We have a 60-second death timer onto Era's Morphling. It was just a really good initiation from the Void. Look at Quakefoot. Don't take that, Roche. He is just annihilating them with the marches and with the laps and the lasers. He actually takes out No Fear with it. He saw Void. He's like, hey, there's a face of Void in the base. I'm going for the pit. And there's nobody that can challenge him because he has a Hex now. The only hero that he's afraid of is actually this Faceless Void or a BKB'd OD. And in this case, obviously, both were out of the question. So, in the nice little arrow on Don't do it, always want to fly. I don't know if that's the right call. He went in for it, and Quakefoot was there waiting for him, and they're going to make him pay. He'll soon to be dropped with the poison damage. Synderen laughs at him and walks with a double kill. Don't fuck with the Tinker, man, but there's a Hex going out against him. He might test that one a little bit here. Suicide not going to come out in time. It's going to be a gold bounty for the OD, but the buyback is available once more on the Tinker, and I think they want to stop this Roche. High tension for sure, knowing that this could be the pinnacle fight to swing the game one way or the other. Go, go, go! Will they go in for it? The jump in, the grab, but it's not going to happen. It is going to be the Void who does pick it up. Yoku holds it for now, but he's the only one alive. So can they break him down twice? Kezu and Synderen, the boat flies in. It actually connects, but he only has the BKB pop. He looks to go for one, but he can't do enough damage. He jumps up and away. Looking to make it out with the call. Grab! 5 seconds if he wants a TP. Manages to sidestep the Torrent, creeps back in, but now goes under Shadow Blade. There's another call, and there's going to be the kill. What a ridiculous game here.
Finally, the Roche drops. It takes 3 full fights around that same Roche to get it done, and just as fast as they're able to finally get that Aegis, Yoku has to hand it back over. Look inside the base! They have to drop the rocks to stop all of the mess inside the Friends' hometown. Era in there trying to go for closure, but now they're looking to chase him back and away. Steps, voids the arrow. Kezu off the mark with the call as he jumps right back in. Lasers are going to begin to fly on out as always want to fly. Going to be sheeped up in. Era goes in, gets the finish. He's going to be out. Yoku's out. Always want to flies out. Odie needs 12 seconds. They're not going to be able to stop him. Escape have moved in, and Kezu with the grapple to no fear will certainly ensure this one. Jump in, crush, afterlife, buyback from always want to fly. Can they do anything to stop Escape from closing out a game number 2 in which it doesn't matter and Friends have already won? I don't know, but they'll try.
They're pulling all the stops, but Era this time has buyback, has BOTs. He doesn't get there. Oh, he does. Okay.
He's there.
Creep has done somebody's BOT got canceled, but Era's here, and he's ready to pump some damage in hard. He doesn't have a BKB, though, so he has to watch out for this OD. Murano will leap out, and Venno is actually going to be going down. This OD stomps all over Cinder and pops the ulti onto Era. Is it going to be enough? What the heck? No, Quakova has the last word.
Triple kill for him. Era still in there. Goes right back in for the jugular. The Ancient still stands as it begins to slowly crumble down to about a quarter of its life. Doing everything they can. There's the buyback from Undershock. He sweeps back in. And now they look to stop him out. Afterlife eating the bulk of the damage as he tries to pull the aggro away from the Ancient and back towards the fountain. Undershock doing all he can to make the stop. Era though pops his BKB, goes in for the Ancient, and says we may not